Okay, let's get this show on the road, huh? Alright, I'm just getting this set up. Hey, there we go. Alright, so we're working on this. My computer decided that literally when I hit the button to go live, it would decide it was time. Let me update. Technical error on my part. Sorry, everybody. Hey everybody, it's Sean from Digital Life, and I honestly don't know if you're seeing this yet, but if you are, we got some pretty cool stuff to talk about here in a little bit. So I'm gonna monkey with this thing and make sure we're actually, you know, properly live. Okay, it says we're live. Okay, good. So, hey everybody, it's Sean for the Sean Show, and I am sorry I'm late. I know that a lot of people were, you know, waiting. Looks like all of that many, like maybe my dog will tune in. He usually does. Um, so, welcome to Digital Life Concepts Live, Life After Dark. And that little montage is solely directed at a very good friend, or at least a person I consider a friend, because he is such a positive, like, person in his encouragement of others and working together. Like, so we're all a kind of a group in YouTube. Everybody that's putting up content, everybody that's working out there to do this. I gotta say, it's amazing. And so I had literally started at the beginning of the year, and I had, oh, I was gonna crush it this year, man. I was gonna be putting out like, you know, everyday video challenge, da da da, so on, and I just, yeah, fail, epic fail. So what what happened? What went wrong? What's the deal with that? It's pretty simple. You know, life gets in the way sometimes when you're doing things like that, and in order to make sure you have to be disciplined more or less, and people, there's so many good people out there that are better, and I'm going to be doing that. So tonight I got a list of things that we're going to talk about. So I wanted to, yeah, thank you. Uh, that if you guys are wondering, that channel is DLD After Dark, and he was very supportive of me lighting the computer back up and getting back into this, and I want to thank him for that. So check him out. His live broadcast, I think 3 times a week. He might be broadcasting later tonight or earlier tonight. I don't know. So we'll see. If he's broadcasting now, I'll see you. Thanks for watching the show. I'm gonna go over there, but no. So he has an interesting thing, and I really this is this little segment is really going to be a thank you part, because he has this thing, and I totally agree with it, about being kind. You know, be kind and be dangerous. And I want to explain that a little bit, at least the way I perceived it. So let's start at the beginning. I was, when first I started watching, you know, I'm sheltering in place like many people. I'm not going out so much, and that's just not like I'm not going to the shopping and, you know, so on. But I just don't go to the pub anymore, you know, and things like that. Not nearly the way I did well, you know, I don't know, whatever, a long time ago. What it seems like. So really got into just kind of buckling down and working on my own kind of personal hobbies. I really hope this is actually tracking really well. If it's not, let me know. Okay, I'm gonna literally go to the live stream so that I can see it, and I hope it makes no noise. It shouldn't, but it seems like. But okay, good. There it is, and it is broadcasting. All right. So the very simple thing was is that yeah, you start getting into the things, and I got into you know I got into 3D printing, and oh my god, it's so much fun. This is some pretty amazing stuff. Um, and there's so much to learn. Oh my god, you never stop learning about uh, physics and engineering and design and everything, and it's amazing. So, but along with that, also this is quite a bit of time spent watching streaming media, watching movies, doing things like that, trying to you know be a one man band to run. Digital Life Film Photo Video has temporarily taken a hiatus. It's not really a hiatus. It's that since people just aren't flocking around, had to like kind of slow things down on the just going and doing video and photo like weddings and things like that a little bit, and kind of primary on some other things. So I started getting really bored, like watching all my streaming media, like and whatever, and I moved. Like I just turned on YouTube and I started doing that because I wanted to see something original that I haven't seen before, something things like that. So I started kind of just browsing around and I don't know, searching everybody that was doing live streams and or had some good. I mean, 300 years of video at least a day comes on YouTube. That's a staggering amount. So I decided let's hop back on there, and I happened to catch Stark's channel and I watched his live stream, and it was like one of the first. I actually caught him. He did a video review on some products that I had been really very interested in, and nobody else apparently had done. Well, he was the one I found that did a review that was like in depth, and like some people they're like, so this SD card right here, and they got it, behind. They're holding it behind their head. They don't get it like right up in the camera or whatever. But they, it is what it is. Like they do a thorough thing, but you can't see it or you can't. They don't touch on the topics. And he went from tip to butt on the Patmos from JSC, and he really gave a really great description and like it just was kind of cool. So I watched his live stream, and forgive me, I'm doing the and to us, and I've got the smackies, and I'm going to try and get rid of them. If they're horrible, do know that if it's too much for you in the live, the recorded version will be edited. I'll crib the audio and we'll fix that. So. But yeah, so his big thing, like he's like, be kind, be generous, or pardon me, be kind, be dangerous, and I agree with that, because here's what I'm thinking, like right now, it's very like such a strange time, and we I think the biggest thing is trying to make sure that it's a reminder that you need to be be vigilant, be dangerous, and not dangerous in like you're going psycho on Grand Theft Auto, GTA, whatever, but be dangerous the way a German Shepherd is dangerous. Don't usually okay unless you poke him or do something to his family, and then he'll rip you a new one, right? Okay. So by the way, this is not for kids. Kids, please don't smoke. I honestly don't know the whole. I was reading the rules and I fell asleep this morning, like at 2 o'clock. I was reading the rules, the new upguided line. So I have no idea if this is going to get this video just yanked right off. I'm going to be kind of monitoring what's happening over there. But so now this is weird because I gotta say, and I wander, I rant, so I have my talking points. I'm gonna try and stick to them. So where were we? Yeah, be dangerous the way a German Shepherd is dangerous. You know, don't go out with intent to hurt. Don't hurt people. That's the other. That's the first part. Be kind, and I think that's so important because right now we're all under so much stress, and you really just don't know the person. I got real irritated at somebody the other day, and we're gonna get into that. Actually, let me write that down. So, let's call that. Yeah. Okay. So, we're gonna touch on that, but it's as I said, really crazy time, and we've got to remember that everybody else is under the same stress or more. I mean, like I'm very blessed. I'm very fortunate. I'm not super wealthy and all, but I have what I need to take care of my family and and to survive and get through. And I've got when you think about it, like most of us are always kind of spun on that trip of what do I need, what's the next thing I need, and kind of forget what do we got, what do we have, and so just take that moment, appreciate what you have, and just remember that other people are could be under a lot more strain. They could have a sick family member. They could have people that they know that are very ill or that are maybe just recently passed away. I lost 2 people this year to the frontline EMS to Corona, and I didn't even get I've kind of been lit off Facebook for a while, and I didn't get I didn't get informed because I missed it, because that's how it was distributed. That information, that's how it was disseminated. Yeah, I know. I can't find any other thing that works. It's ridiculous. Like, anyway, so yeah, there's a lot of people out there that are gonna, at least they're suffering a whole lot more than me, and my heart goes out to you, every one of you, and I know that we're all like, and I'm gonna touch on this whole stim thing here. I'm not gonna be the stim guy. I'm not here to update you on every 24 seconds on what isn't happening. But I know a lot of people are really hoping that goes, helps, and I've been reading, and I honestly can't. I don't know what went through or what didn't. So, but to make this more concise is that just give, your fellow person a little extra slack. They deserve it. I mean, maybe they're going without something so that they could save money for Christmas, or maybe they're spending more money on bills than they can, or oh my God, we're all spending more money on like just basic, some really simple stuff like food and gas and just life things that, oh my God, like how is it that I think, I don't know, but I've seen the video of the ships, the cargo, these giant cargo container ships that are like carrying all the goods and services we need, all the goods that we bought. They're sitting. One was the port of LA, and apparently now they've been rerouted to come through the Panama Canal and go up into Texas and Louisiana and over here to Miami. So they kind of said, okay, we're gonna stop, we're gonna spread it out. I'm like, well, good thinking. I wish it did that. I don't even know what the deal is about freaking the ports operating 24/7, because seriously, this is like why wasn't that happening much earlier? But whatever. So I digress. Anyways, so as a thank you, Dark, I appreciate your motivation and your I don't know what it is. Your enthusiasm, I guess I could say, because it really got me to get back behind the camera and fire this up and go. So Yeah, and that's why we're going to title this video is Life After Dark. For that, that's for you, buddy. So thank you very much. All right, so okay, enough of you. I want to talk about me. I'm much cooler than he is. So much cooler than he is. All right, forgive me for turning around, but my bullet points, my desk is. Oh, I don't know how to. I clean, I organize, and then I wreck everything. Not 10 minutes before standby. Okay, is that better? Oh, that's better. Oh, no, we just shifted everything. There we go. Okay. So, yeah, all right. So, literally, and to move forward in my own, like, to keep going, like, it was funny. Like, I was thinking about that exact thing. Okay, so here's the story. You know, was at the store the other day, and somebody made a comment, and it was just a real it was not. He wasn't necessarily right, but he wasn't necessarily wrong, and I'm not sure if I'm going to go into 100% detail about what happened or where. But it really wasn't like that big of a deal, and we all laughed, just were like, and then somebody, I think I made the reply, well, you kind of, okay, that was a little jibe, but yeah, and then so I made a joke kind of back, saying no, we're gonna be careful with that, and then he goes, as soon as you start thinking that way, it's you're done, and I'm like. Okay, and I just stopped talking. And I learned this when I was about 19. Never, here's my thing. I agree with Dark, be kind, be dangerous, and don't ever miss an opportunity to shut up. Like, seriously, I just stopped talking. Because I realized, nothing I say is going to change that person's mind about what he thinks he saw or how he interpreted the events, right? And I had to just do a split-second calculation on how much am I going to care. Well, obviously it did. It really dug into me. Like, I just stopped talking and realized that nothing I say is going to change his mind, and just leave it, let it go. Because it wasn't just me. It was like 3 or 4 other people in a store that this guy said, he just made this comment about us. And, he wasn't wrong, but he wasn't 100% right. And it really kind of bugged me to the point of I'm actually bringing it up. But I'm using it as an example of instead of, going in and digging in or making excuses or something, I would just let it go. Excuse me. I would just let it go. And, with the thought that, okay, I understand where he's coming from, and he has no malfeasance, he's not trying to insult me. He pointed out something that he did not see. This was at a firearms shop, and the owner had passed a weapon. And when he handed it to me, now the person who saw it was behind me, he couldn't see. The owner had removed the magazine. It was an EBR, and it was huge. And oh my God, it was so heavy, I couldn't get over it. But I'm literally I'm not even making that joke, but hands off the trigger, finger off the trigger, nowhere near the trigger guard. And so he opened it, and he tilted it, took the mag out, tilted it, and opened the slide so I could see in. Now, did I jam my finger in there? No. Did I take it and do it again? No, because I saw it. I saw I saw an empty mag, and I saw an empty chamber, and I looked at the unit. Yeah, okay. And so he hands it over. I now know that this is a safe weapon, but I still, best practices, never put your damn finger on the trigger. Honestly, this is some kind of weird thing that I don't know why people do this, but when they pick up, we'll use this, like literally, it's kind of like habit, like that they instantaneously grab. That's how some people that don't know about firearms or whatever, they instantly do this, and that's what can happen. So be careful. Don't do that. Put your finger here. You only put your finger here when you're actually going to, discharge it. You just leave it out. That's why it's got a trigger guard. I mean, sometime in, other than cowboys being able to do, some spinning and awesome tricks. Someone put a trigger guard on that for a reason. And it was like, so when you put your, pistol down, it didn't go boom, But anyways, so I took it, and I'm holding it, like, literally, like, kind of like port arms. So for anybody, I'm not gonna go get another prop, but point basically, I'm cupping the back of the grip, and the rifle's resting over here, barrel in a safe direction, and I know it's empty, but my fingers are a long way away from the trigger. And and then so another customer that was standing with me that I was waiting with, he was just like, wow, this was like in 1950s. Like, I think the guy said it was like 50 to 60s era. But they had a hard time, nailing down exact manufactured, time. But so I look over at the owner, and I'm like, I looked at the guy. I said, "Do you want to hold it?" And he's like, and he looked at me, and I said, "Can I? Is it okay?" And he gave me the nod. So I passed it over to him, and I said, I'm like, and just FYI, because of being in the photography film industry, I don't let go of things until someone says, "Got it." Like, I just don't. Like, I'm still holding, like, okay, you got it. So he takes it, exact same thing, hands off trigger, nowhere near it, looks at it for a moment, and then we give it back to the owner. And the owner, opens it up again to lock the bolt back, and so on. And he goes, and that's when I heard this gentleman say, "Well, you're the first person I saw to safety check that." That really dug me. Like, well, you didn't see him safety check it 10 minutes, 2 minutes ago when he handed it to me. When I looked at him and nodded and agreed that, yeah, because I was between his line of sight. Was he right? Was he wrong? You guys let me know what you think, because honestly, I feel that, I kind of got a little bit, I really, I like to feel that I'm as knowledgeable and as safe as a human being can possibly try to be about firearms and handling them properly. And so that kind of dug in me. It really, really bugged me, man. Like, just kind of, right? Like, come on, But again, we all know from the news that when it really comes down to it, in reality, okay, that he couldn't see that it was safety checked by the two of us. I'm not wrong. And then, but the thing is, he didn't see. Did I accept it and did I check it myself? No, I did not. So that's where I wasn't right either. So neither of us were 100%. And that's why I just said, okay, you know what? I'm going to accept that from his point of view, he didn't see what he didn't see. But it really, oh, God, it lit me up for, I don't know, too long. Little things like that just can dig under your skin, and oh my God, the next thing you know, you're just angry for, whatever, and some people, I'm one of those people that stew on little things like that, and again, I just had to continuously go, he doesn't give a shit, but he gave enough to, to make that comment. And so then I replied, well, there's no bad actors here. And he says, the second you think about that, that's when you're going to get, and I think he meant, obviously he meant the second you get complacent. Also true, 100%. But I just felt that this was massively unfair. And so, yeah, I spent a little bit more time thinking on this than I did. And that's why I actually brought it up today. Because while I thought, maybe, I should spend a little more time or energy, debating this. And I said, nothing I say is going to change this guy's mind. He doesn't know me. I don't know him. And if he wants to be, he is actually, a safety person. So, I mean, I'm not going to, I was wrong in the sense of safety is everybody's responsibility, everybody. And I preach that all the time. So you don't take someone's word that the weapon is unloaded. You check it yourself. And honestly, so the part that I got, two things. One, unfamiliarity with firearm, so I didn't get my finger near the trigger. I'm going to keep saying that because I didn't. But secondly, unbelievably heavier than I thought this would be. This was a massive piece of metal. I mean, you know, it was ungainly. And I honestly was more afraid, like, I was very afraid. I don't know, more afraid, but very afraid that I was going to drop it through this, a glass case or God knows anything else. So I was more focused on, like, not letting it fall out of my arms, because this had to weigh 15 or, oh my God, it had to weigh 15, unloaded 15 to maybe 20 pounds. I can't believe that somebody humped that piece of equipment around, and God bless all the people that did, because that was like a beast. And oh, it was amazing. But yeah, I was very focused on how I was, like, so surprised. I never got a chance to actually, pick up or look at an EBR before, and I'd very much been interested in something of that nature. Yeah, until I picked one up, I'm like, okay, no, I'm like never going to complain about the weight of any other, rifle ever again. Because oh my God, this thing was so heavy, and it unloaded and blah. But yeah, should I have checked it? Yes. So he wasn't wrong. Did I know that I knew it was clear? Yes. Did he know that? No, he didn't know that I knew that. And I'm sure that is the issue there. And there was another gentleman who accepted the weapon. He did the same thing, but he was standing at the counter when, again, so this is like an interaction with three people 6 or 8 feet away. And then over here is another person who is observing this or whatnot. So, yes, he did not have direct line of sight. Yeah, he made a premature judgment, but he wasn't wrong. And so that's that. All right, we got to move on because, yeah. So I gave him space and acknowledged. I went over and I said, I'm still sitting there waiting, and because it was just really crazy crowd in there. So, and I wanted to pet the dog. And oh my God, do I have? I have it. And if anybody really, 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 really wants to see a picture, this dog is so beautiful. I'll try and roll that clip, or maybe I'll make it a thumbnail. But this, I was petting this dog, and it's like, oh, she's beautiful. Chop dog, like the store dog. So that was that. Like, that was me, like, just saying, okay, I've got to accept that, I'm never going to be able to please anybody. Everybody, pardon me. Anybody. Oh, wow. Freudian slip. Not going to be able to make everybody happy, and if you try, you're going to end up the, most popular dead person in the world. So, just let it go. And same thing when you're walking through the, grocery store, or you're getting gas, someone cuts you off, and, just take a breath. Take a breath before you go and say something, before you go and make either a comment, or unless it's, God bless you, unless it's something positive. If you plan to be negative, before you do, take a breath and ask yourself, A, you're already under stress. Is it worth it to you to overstress? Guys, seriously, and I don't even know if you people are aware of how important it is to let that crap go. Stress is so bad for your heart, your entire respiratory system, your psyche, your sleep patterns. There is a lot that rests on you being able to let things just slide. Let it slide. And that's the trick. Because really, it's not good for your health. And it's definitely not good for your psyche. It's not good for your damn soul. Be carrying around anger and being pissed off. It's not a good thing. It's physically not a good thing. It's spiritually not a good thing. So, just let that stuff go. More on that later. So, let's moving on. Oh, and the thing that, he brought up that kindness is free. It is. Interestingly enough, it's something we can all give away every day to someone else for free. So that's pretty cool. All right. So, back to you know, a little bit about the backstory and how it led me to be here tonight was, let's see. So yeah, watched pretty much everything on streaming video. You can only play so many video games. You can only do so much work, and I do late night work. Editing and things online, and graphic design and video editing and whatnot for freelance web agencies and so forth. So I'll be here, cranking out, and that's what I do. And um, you can only, after, especially if you work for yourself, or if you'll never work harder, ever, 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 ever. You're not ever gonna work harder for anyone else except yourself. Like, seriously. Like, and that's the thing that kind of gets me hooked up, is it doesn't have to be perfect, and I have to remember that it doesn't have to be spit and polished, crystal clear, 422, 8-bit live stream on my big Sony FS, and it doesn't have to be that. Right now, I'm using a 2005 DSLR. I love this camera. This thing is amazing. It keeps going. I mean, at the time it was super expensive, and now it's discontinued. And oh my god! But the EOS Rebel, it's a 600D, and I mean, you probably pick one of these up for under $200 now. I bet. Like if you find them on Marketplace or wherever. Um, but this thing's awesome. If anybody's starting and wanting to get into it, and you don't have a webcam, but you have your old DSLR, there's a lot of videos out there about how to link these up to use them for live, well, obviously live broadcasts, but also for like Zoom calls and Skype calls and business calls and so on. But yeah, I mean, if I didn't have this, I would have bought a $25 webcam and hooked it up. So, little lavalier mic, clip it here. They're $3. They're crap. But you know what? This was a story I just recently saw, and I love so much of everybody's content. Everybody on YouTube is doing so much that looks so well. It's so well shot. It's so well edited. The audio is good. And this, I watched this. I'm like, wow, this is amazing. So you guys really like blow me away, and that makes me want to up my game, that much more. And that also contributes to my oh, mine's not good enough. So like, stop making such good videos on all my people I subscribe to, because damn it, you're freaking you're making me videoly impotent. Videoly? No. There's a better videoly. No. Whatever. We'll come up with another one later. But yeah, you're making me think, oh, my shit's never good enough, and it isn't. And that's okay. I can always, be like, it doesn't have to be perfect, but it has to be good enough. And I was editing a video Wednesday that I literally shot, like, just walking around. I was, cleaning up and straightening up and organizing, and I grabbed. See, is it over here? Where is it? Stand by. So, yeah, grabbed a little webcam like this, right? Or not a webcam, but a little action cam. These things are great. I think I got this for like $25. Amazon, baby. So, I'm just walking around like I got, little, audio hooked in, and I'm just doing a little, like, recording, sit down, open my Mac, and I just start cutting into it. And I get like halfway through, and and honestly, and I don't know if I'm just screwing this up right here, so let me get a little bit closer. There we go. I need to kick back a little bit. Oh, that's so much better. Oh my god. So, yeah, let me do this like a little tiny bit. Okay, so welcome to my office. Welcome to my office / workroom / sleeping area / movie area / studio / whatever at the moment. But so yeah, I'm editing this video and I cannot get the audio fixed. And I am a big proponent of that. Like, even if I could literally just put video of monkeys, like, just jumping up and down or kittens mewing quietly, and I could narrate that with this entire live show. Because you don't need to see this. So we're just going to, you know, you don't need to see me. Like, I can just put kittens on the screen and you can watch that. And I can tell you, you know, like, dub over it. But man, I was fighting this. To me, it was killing me, and it was just because I said it, you know, in the wrong place, and I didn't, you know, didn't go through my checklist that I made that, you know, check this, check that, so on. But it wasn't bad. Like, it was totally, you could totally hear it, and it wasn't like there was a big, horrible noise in the background. So I edited, and I totally screwed up because I split the video, and I know that not everybody's a video editor, but I split the video into two pieces that are linked. So, like, video one, video two, right? Video one and audio one were on the timeline. Video two and audio two are on the timeline, and I had selected it to edit an Audition. You know, I opened it in Audition. I went through my normal, you know, normalize, compress, bass boost, and treb, and then re-bass boost, renormalize, and recompress, and send it back. And if anybody wants to know what the hell all that meant, you know, you feel free to hit me up on Instagram at Digital Life Concepts, or on Twitter, or shoot me an email through here, or leave a comment, you know. So, as you can see, I get closer. Like, that's about how far you want. Mic is right there. Like, actually, I could bring it down, like, a little bit more. There we go. So that's the dead cat. That's like the... Okay, it's not really a dead cat. Sorry, hold on. It's not really a dead cat, just for everybody out there. It's a sock. This keeps makes the microphone a little more clear and keeps that snap, pop a little bit. Also, it's a wind guard. So anyways, I went through all this, you know, a couple of hours, and I started adding in, you know, clipping and editing other footage and a couple of effects and whatnot. And it was just, you know, just having fun. And anyways, I'm going to have to redo the whole damn thing because literally I only edited one half of the audio, and I didn't save the audio, like, I didn't save all the steps I did to get the audio to sound the way the first half did. When I went to the second half, I realized that they hadn't been linked. Oh, facepalm. So, definitely was like, okay, we gotta do something about that. We gotta do something about that now. And so I'm like, I went back in and edit, and I could not get that second clip of audio to sync in any meaningful way at all. So that kind of sucked. But, let's see. Anyway, don't be afraid to fail. That's my next point. Is like, okay, so yeah, I totally boned that, like, because I didn't even follow my own instructions that I have written down in my own, like, how to do this, you know, how to make, you know, how to. It's just, I can't even believe I screwed that up. But am I gonna just burn that video and not release it? No, of course I'm gonna do it. Actually, I'm not, because I'm doing basically what I said in that video here, and so it's not needed anymore. That's actually another, you know, part. That one was a little more of a rant, but I digress. There's so many people out there, and that's what, you know, having watched pretty much every show or movie or whatever on all my streaming media and so on, and, you know, basically I probably watched it like 3 times. So coming here to YouTube just to watch content, and there is so much content. There's so much good content and positivity. And there we go. Okay. This is FYI, if you're wondering, if you get a shotgun mic, you want it approximately this far away from your face, roughly. You can go a little farther back and it will be okay, but now you're probably picking up more room sound. So if I come up here and I stay about 6 to 8 inches away, you know, whatever, it'll be alright. So there's a little trick for you. Tips, trips, tick. Oh, Okay, cut. Oh wait, I'm live. Can't cut. Okay, tips, tricks, and ideas for the non-techie inspired. So, all right. So we're gonna just say that you guys are flat out amazing, and one channel that I want to give a shout out and thanks to is Tactical Toolbox. His videos have been super entertaining, and he's just got this eye. I don't know if he went to film school or not. I don't know if he just learned what he needed to learn online, but he started out with a cell phone and a little lavalier mic, and I have one somewhere very close. Okay, no, because that's like horribly, that one's broken. But anyways, it's just a micro little you don't need the wireless one. It's a wired mic. You plug it into your phone or whatever. You get your app, you set it up, however you do it. But that's how he started his channel, with a cell phone and and just using his brain, being creative. And that's the thing I think I'm most impressed by, is the fact that there's so much real creativity going on where people are producing quality, regular commercial grade footage, and whether they are did it by by learning, going to school or self-taught, either way, they're just doing so much good work, and it's inspiring, especially stories like that. Like, I started with a cell phone, and here he is, years later. Like, I think he, in one of his videos, he does a little behind the scenes on how he edits and so on. He also talks about internet marketing and how to leverage a little bit of YouTube to make some extra cash. So yeah, check him out. He's Tactical Toolbox is a pretty good guy, and I thank him for his videos, because there's always something cool he's talking about. It's very much like kind of watching Hickok. Like, before you go make any purchase, you go to Hickok 45, just look it up. Like, oh, okay. We literally, that's a funny thing, but to me, and anybody that's watching, if you're wondering, yeah, I do it, and I want to know if you do too. If you're gonna make a firearm purchase, do you go to Hickok 45 first to see if he did a video, and then watch that video and get his opinion before you go buy something from the store, from the safety store? This thing fire safe. Wow, really. Normally these things just drop a coal right on my shirt and burn all my shirts. So, but let's see. All right. Yeah. Oh God, I'm glad Speaking of self-made people, right, and people that built themselves up, built their own brand, their own business, all here on YouTube. Oh my God, I forgot his name, and I can't believe I did. And let me search it for a second, maybe. See if I can bring it up. I might be able to, let me see if I can find him in. Okay, let me just search the video that I saw. Ah, there it is. Okay, we're going to bring his channel up. Okay, so, yeah, Peter McKinnon, unbelievable photographer, videographer, and he made a video called Just a YouTuber, and I seriously, check it out. If you want inspiration to get on and make content, if you one day are tired and think, oh my God, I honestly did not think I was going to be able to get on. At 2 o'clock this afternoon, I'd still been up all night, work, cleaned up, shower, life, blah, and at 2 o'clock, I just was so exhausted. I was so shot out that I didn't think I was actually going to be able to even get online. I didn't know if I was going to be awake. But here we are, and one of those reasons is just set your alarm and get the f up and do it. Like just go do it. So what is Just a YouTuber? Okay, Just a YouTuber is a film, a behind the scenes film about Peter McKinnon. When was talking about the fact that people kind of write off YouTubers. Oh, he's just a YouTuber. That's changed, like since then. But a little bit. I mean, I'm sure that there, the giant corporations that decide to spend billions of dollars for their videos, and they just really. It's amazing that all that money and board meetings and whatnot, it comes down to a guy with a DSLR and a good eye. Someone that knows what they're doing, and a team of people that are organized and know how to and know their jobs. But he ended up shooting a Hyundai commercial. I don't know if it was last Christmas or Christmas before. I think it was Hyundai in Toronto, and he did it was a 2 or 3 day shoot, and so this was a whole behind the scenes of that, and. That's it. Oh, you're just a YouTuber. You're not a real, you're not a real photographer. You're not a real. Well, I went to freaking film school for 3 years, so yeah, I am a real one. I do big budget, not big, but like not multi-million, but I do reasonably large budget work, and so on. And I go, okay, should I bring that entire skill set to YouTube, or do I just kind of go about halfway? And sometimes I go about halfway. Quite often I do, because putting out content's a lot of work, and you got to be disciplined. You got to be emotionally prepared for not getting, if your video is not going live, or going, probably not live, but like going viral, and trolls and everything that we all have to deal with. And so it's something that if you want to do it, you just go do it, and just again, shut the f up and do it. But Just a YouTuber is a great video, kind of an inspiring video that if you guys are feeling a little bit down or bummed, or you're stuck in a rut with your channel or with just whatever about your, if you don't feel you got forward momentum on YouTube, go watch this video. Pete is, and I don't know him personally, so I'm not. Yeah, I don't know Dark personally. I've never shaken his hand, never bought him a cup of coffee. Be happy to buy you both coffee. And Pete loves coffee. He does intro videos on coffee being brewed, which is awesome because that's his one of the he starts the video with coffee. Pete, you crack me up, man. But he's got such great content, and he's also so yeah, there's him standing in the I don't know, there's some giant video screen on a wall of a building, and there's the commercial, the Hyundai commercial. I think it was Hyundai. It was a super new car commercial playing in the background, and it's like, oh my god, yeah, and I'm just a YouTuber. Yep, just a YouTuber. So don't be afraid to get your content out there. You're gonna make mistakes. You're gonna fail. You're gonna be tired. You're gonna be upset. You're gonna make, you're gonna do whatever, and it doesn't matter. If you want to do it, do it. Because, don't deny yourself something. Don't be afraid to get on camera. Don't be afraid to say what you feel like. Be nice. Be courteous. Give value. That's gonna be the thing. Give value. Give information. Give encouragement. Give support. Give something away. Kindness is free, and I can give it away every day. And the interesting is that the more you give away, you never run out. I'm never going to run out of kindness. It's not like inventory is never going to be low. Plenty of kindness. I'm going to make some, I don't know. That's going to be I'm going to make patches. Everybody's got tactical patches. I'm going to make, not peace signs, but I don't know. Something. I'll graphic something up. I don't know. We'll see. But, alright, that's ridiculous. Let's see what's going on. So, skills. Yeah, did that. Okay, so, yeah, alright. Okay, that's an audio marker that I'm going to use later. So I can edit this and make a video. So you guys are going to see a video being made live because I'm making it live. And I'm going to edit it later, add a few extra things, and come back to here. So let's do this. We're going to start from... Hey everybody, it's Sean from Sean Show and Digital Life Concepts, and I do want to tell you, check out, if you're into 3D printing, and you're not sure where you're going to get, what you're going to get, things like that, okay? I've got a couple really great videos, little films I made, about 2 little different printers. And those printers are kicking butt. I think they've been almost non-stop since I got them 8 months ago, or what? Yeah, about 8 months ago, and they haven't stopped since. I started with obviously, it was a very hard decision. I thought about getting a Qidi, which is QD or QIDI, so I don't know how to say it, but I'm going with Qidi. Yeah, so I thought about it. And I said, no, it's expensive. It's just, why would I pay this when I could buy, one of these? And I didn't even know if I'd like it. Like, I was like, this might be a project that ends up sitting in the floor of my closet because I just, use it for a week and I'm like, Okay, yeah. Well, I'll say what that ain't happened because like this is the most cool thing I have printed ever. I've got like 6 of these around the house, and I love these things. I got one in the fridge for breaking ice, off the back of the freezer. I got one just all over. Now, I did leave one of these in, let's see if I can get this to focus on that. Right. Well, whatever. Anyways, I did leave one of these, like, I was working on the truck and I left it like sitting on the dash, and it went. It got limp noodle like curve, like it was. I'm like, all right, now I can get around and under. I'm like, I'm gonna get the torch out and do a 45 on that so I can get under and around and bang, bang, bang. But yeah, I mean, but this is amazing. These little hammers are super useful for everything. I mean, non-marring, it's just plastic. It's a little plastic hammer. I love these things. So I can't run these off fast enough, but it takes like 13 hours to make one of these. I'm using these at 100%, like, at least. I mean, like, generally speaking, that's not, I think I made one at like 50% one time, and yeah, it broke. So I wanted something a little lighter, but these are already light enough at like probably an ounce and a half or so. So I went with the Ender. I got the Ender 3 V2, and the reason I did that was because, yes, it was so popular that I knew if I needed an answer, I could just go out and Google it. And there it is right there, trucking away on some toys for my... Oh, I'm going to have to add that. I got some toys for some family members that... For the wee ones, well, they won't be able to recognize it. I haven't even painted it yet, but making some toys. And that's so awesome that you can make so much stuff with this. And you make you end up using these to calibrate it, because this basically has pretty much every shape you'll encounter. These little benchies, I'm sure, if you've watched any 3D printing, you've seen these. You end up with a lot of these, and other parts like that either messed up or whatever. And so I make holsters at a Kydex, so I was like, this is a thermoplastic. So went and got a little cheapo, some extra like cheap pans and a toaster oven from like the thrift store for like $5. Oven included, like a little like toaster oven and some pans. And I went and I like got every like piece, and I was sitting there and I'm like, okay, like I just weighed it and said, okay, I'm gonna put in like this much, and I know that I've got like a pound of and let's see how big that goes. And I just set it on like 110, 125, and left it there, and then I slowly kept cranking it up until I got this to temp where this would just slowly melt, and the whole I get this whole big blob. And once it started to go, I'm like, okay, I wanted to fire up, but you can't go too high. You know, you obviously don't want this stuff. You don't want this burning on you. It'll stink. It'll light on fire. I put a fire extinguisher near you at all times. But I melted it down into a flat sheet. So now I've got to take that flat sheet and just kind of basically put it on my bolster press and press it until I figure out, like, make some sort of like way where I could just take the hot meat, make a mold, which I could probably print. What an idea, right? I can make a mold that will allow me to, you know, press the sheets to the right thickness, so that way I can get like point, you know, 8.6, 0.8, you know, thickness, and then I can recut that and reuse this stuff to make holsters. There's other ways of recycling this stuff, but you got to like melt it down and have auger bit that moves these. And you got, the biggest issue I find is breaking this stuff. You have to break it up into pieces that are less than, I think, what, 5 millimeter, like total. Like, I don't. Yeah, it wasn't 5 micron. It was, I can't remember. I don't think it was 5 micron. I think it was 5. For all I know, 5 micron and 5 millimeter, the same thing. Considering I am not used to the metric system, so I'm getting used to it because I have to understand like Celsius, because that's what these work in, and apparently that's what the rest of the world uses. So it is what it is, but super awesome. So I decided I was gonna get another one, a second printer, because I had projects that were taking like a long time. Like I would make an X-wing, or I don't know, like I made Harry Potter ones for my brother's kids, like just for, you know, hey, you know, I can. So yeah, I told him, I'm like, go on to, you know, go to Thingiverse to have your kids pick something and tell me, you know, he was coming down to visit, and I said, just tell me what you want, and you know, I'll make something for you. And so, you know, they said, yeah, they wanted a Harry Potter one. So I went on, found, I don't know, dozens of them, figured out which ones looked the coolest, the one I thought was the best, and was like, all right, cool, got a little paint kit. And Shazam, I'm Uncle Awesome. I'm Uncle Awesome, the toy maker. And so I'm like, you guys know my email. If you want anything, just hit me up, and I will, you know, make it and mail it to you. Just, you know, whatever. So I was hero of the day for that one. That was really cool. That was a lot of fun. And so I decided to get a second printer because, like, I had, for example, a Harry Potter one going for, you know, so damn long. They took like 14 hours in 3 pieces. You know, like, oh my god. I made them pretty significant. I could have gone a lot lighter, a lot easier, but I was afraid, you know, we were going to end up with 3, you know, broken pieces by the end of the day, you know, after subjecting them to everything that, you know, you have to do after you, to clean it up, right? And so, no, it came out great. You know, and the kids were just, they were tripping, and that just was awesome. Got the second, so I started going online, and I started looking for another printer, and I thought about getting like the Ender 3, because apparently that's like the regular, kind of the basic one, because everybody does, everybody loves it, everybody talks about it, you hear everybody rating it. I'm like, I already got an Ender. And then I saw the Box Lab Aquila, or Aquila. I'm not sure exactly how to say that either. I don't know how to say a lot of things. That's not good. Anyway, so it was. I am ex-official. It is a Ender knockoff. I mean, but it's a little more than that, because the way that it took me an hour. Well, no, it took about 4 hours to put my first time I ever assembled a printer. Second time less, third time, you know, fourth, you know, whatever. The more times you take it apart, clean it, put it back together, the better you get at it. And you know how things already work, and certain things are already assembled, so you don't have to like go through the steps. But the way these guys redesigned like this arm structure was genius, because they literally got rid of all this weight by just saying, why do we need that? You know, let's do this and put that there and have it slide down. And So it's super easy to set up compared to the Ender 3. Like, the Ender's not that bad. It's this one just, I mean, I got it out of the box and it was like, I'm like, okay, now I have to put, no, I don't. It's already put together. Wow, I just had to slide that there, screw, screw, bolt, bolt, twist, twist, tight, tight, done. Yay! Level, level, and print. And I was like so excited until I saw a really big weird bend on one of the on the y z x axes, like the belt drive. The thing was bent just so bad, like 20 degrees, and you could see like where the belt would sit like this, and then the little you got the little spindle or gear, right? Coming, got a spindle and the gear shaft coming out, and the belt rides over this, and you could see it. It was literally at like, you know, the belt sitting completely straight, and the gears bent back like this, and I'm like, oh my god. So I looked, I'm like, okay, well, hold on. And it was acting all weird when I first started it up. The motor was going, the Z motor started going down instead of up, and the board was like, whoa. It shut itself off twice, like thermal overload when there was no temperature happening. So I was like, this is having some issues. And I did notice like a pretty significant gash right at the right on the place, and right in front of the where the board, where you would normally put your the SD card slot. That board and that area on the box lab on the Aquilia is made of. Let me do that. Okay, it's made of it's like thin gauge, steel that was molded on like a just steel brake and bent up, and to gash that kind of steel the way that was, and then this other stuff that was like eighth or quarter inch steel plate that was bent 20 degrees, 15, 20 degrees. That meant it took a severe beating in shipping. Like it got hit by something, I don't know what, right? So I contacted them and I just said, hey guys, what's the story? Is that supposed to be there? Is it supposed to be bent like this? Because I haven't seen it. I looked at other ones and they're not. And I shot them some pictures and they were like, okay, we're gonna take care of this. So sorry. And I just expected, new parts to arrive and whatnot. 2 days later, another printer showed up. And I emailed it back and said, oh my God, like, what's it? And, am I supposed to send the other one back? And they're like, no, no. They're like, take care of, just take care of yourself and, whatnot. And we're really sorry that we had a mess up, and we're sorry that one's broken. Here's a new one, and go with it. And I'm like, wow. Now, I'm not telling you that that's going to happen with you every time. If you end up with something that's damaged, you may have to just pack it back up and send it back. But I'm giving Box Labs a huge thank you and a huge shout out, because you guys so rock. And not only were you like so quick and ready to, like, seriously, I'd email them and I would miss the response because it would come back so quickly, where I would literally go walk away. Because if you send someone an email, I just don't expect it to be responded to in like 10 minutes. I don't. Like, I figure check them every hour. So literally, I'd just, like, I'd come back and I'd be 3 emails. Like, okay, so did you try this? Did you look at this? Did you do this? Can you send us photos of whatever? So they were like super quick, on the ball. And their printers are awesome. Like, they really do. They have a strange like surface on the glass, which is very similar to the Ender glass bed, and I can't pronounce it, but it's a tempered glass that you get. And actually, do I have one that I can show? No, I don't. Both being used. But you pull they've got a cling film type piece it's actually like what you take off your lens, when you buy a phone or a tablet. But this has a very interesting kind of surface to it, a sticky substance that is supposed to be there. Like, I'm sitting there like, I think I might have wrecked it, but I'm like sitting there trying to wipe this down and clean it without, just rubbing it down with alcohol. And I use these just like sandy wipes. Like these are great for cleaning the bed. Like just quick, right between. There's if you got a dusty bed from the glue drying out or whatever, or little busy parts. I use a paintbrush to sweep it off, wipe that down real quick, just to pick up whatever, and redistribute things around, like clean off the little oils or whatever fell. But yeah, these guys just really, oh my god, like they just sent me another one. No issues, no worries, no warnings. They just said, hey, look, just if you call, if anything happens, use the new one's, ID number and whatnot. That's the one that's going to be the warranted one. The other one obviously got damaged in shipping. We're really, really sorry about that. And I mean, it's not their fault. It got, whoever loaded it, something, I don't know, whatever. Something fell. It fell. Something fell on it. I don't know. But for it to have a gash by the motherboard that was that big, that ridiculously large, it was not something that I was super happy about. And carry on some other thing. I'm just checking. Sorry, just making sure that my audio is coming through on the stream as it should, and it sounds so reasonable. I started getting really bored. Like, okay, yeah, reasonable. I know there's a little bit of like background noise, but that's not. This could be a lot worse. So very happy about that. Alright, so we're getting pretty close to the end here. This was going to be just a quick rant, rave, and say hi. And of course, I end up just, rambling on for hours on end. But it's almost 11:30, so I'm going to go ahead and wrap this up with just a recap of be kind and patient and give your fellow person, a little bit extra slack. Remember, they're under the same pressures or more. And, and remember, you're not going to be able to ever please everybody. Don't bother trying. Just take care of yourself, your friends, and be nice to strangers. Take care of everybody. Like, it's more important now that we all work together, that we all just give each other that little benefit of the doubt, before we fly off the handle or get angry, and so on. That, we just, this is the time to help people. This is the time to be that kind of person to, just really dig deep and remember that, yeah, they have the same thoughts, feelings, they too have laughed, loved, lived, and they absolutely deserve a tiny bit of respect and a big bit of your heart until they don't. And that's it. When it's time to be a German Shepherd, when it's time to be a little dangerous, be dangerous. And I want to thank DLD Dark for his help and encouragement of me getting back into live streaming, and for all the audience members that were not here tonight because I did not promote this video. I did not share that I was doing a live stream. I literally set it up, and I pretty much, like last week when I was reinstalling OBS and a few other things. So I want to say that we're going to be doing these more regularly now. We're going to be going over a lot of stuff. I have to just kind of iron out a few kinks and get the times right. So we're going to see about that. But the next time I see you, I hope you're happy. So, till that, this is Sean with Digital Life Concepts, and I'm saying be... I've been watching Dark, I've been watching your show so much, I almost gave your sign off instead of my own. Alright. Let's try that again. Alright. Clap, beep. Cut. Reroll. Alright. This is Sean from Digital Life Concepts, signing out, saying... it goes in my head. I got his stuff. Oh my, that's so funny. Alright, we're just gonna go with, how about this? Keep your shutters rolling and be safe. Take care of yourself, take care of your families. I love you. Keep your shutters rolling, and we're out.